Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alistair and this is Accessible Photography, and it's the second episode of me talking about the Vanguard VEO T45M camera bag. In the last episode I kind of did a review of it. It was more a case of me talking about how I found the bag when I went on a rather large trip away, and I've used it a few times whilst being back at home. So it's kind of real world usage and how I felt about it. I wanted to show the bag as I took it out to Asia, but that's not so easy to do. So I'm going to show you the bag as it is now if I wanted to travel today and go off to Asia or somewhere similar, although I think that might be a tricky journey just now, so I'll probably be avoiding going through the Gulf states. So this is the bag, and it is, as I said previously, it's budget airline friendly for size, and at the moment it's fully packed, and I reckon it is around about the 7 kilo mark. I haven't weighed it, but I kind of know what it takes. So for the flight and a few extra bits and pieces, we've got the day bag here, the day pack, and in there I've got passport. I could have other documents and bits and pieces, little documents in there, easy to get to. There's room for a sandwich and maybe a snack to take on the plane. But I've got in here, I've got my batteries. So that's my lithium ion batteries, close to hand, so that if there's ever a problem, they're easy to get to and I know where they are. Underneath is my Kent Faith magnetic filters for the main lenses. Then for the big lens, the 50-400, I've got the tripod ring so they can go on a tripod without tilting over. In the pockets here, most important for the flight, I've got my Jabra earpieces so I can listen to music off my phone. But on this side, I've got a little something I picked up from another travel program, or should I say a travel channel. And this is basically gaffer tape, bodge tape, whatever you want to call it. Rather than taking a big roll of this stuff, wrap it around a credit card or an old membership card like this is, a few times, and you've got a good length, maybe a meter or so of gaffer tape. And that is to help repair damage to your luggage after the baggage handlers have had a go at it, to this bag in case it gets caught in something or it gets slashed, or even repair your camera or lenses if there's any problems with them. So really good stuff to take with you. And somebody said to me, all photographers carry this stuff. Well, I never did. But when you're traveling, I can see the point. So that's that top section there. In here I have, and this would be under lock and key when I'm traveling, is my iPad. So I can watch films if the entertainment on the plane isn't as good as we'd like, or at the hotel I can watch my films that I've downloaded from Netflix and so forth. So that's really handy. And then we get to the main part of the bag. So I'll put this over. Now, when I'm traveling, I mentioned documents, but it's not really documents, but it's paperwork that you need with you. And I don't have the originals, I've just got an example, some paperwork. So where the laptop is meant to go, I had full of paperwork in poly pouches that indicated what my flights were, what my trains were, what my hotels were, because getting into China, I needed that. Big time did I need that. So I had to prove exactly where I was going and where I was going, even down to the phone numbers of the places I was going to. Open the bag up further. Now I'm going to lie it down just now, because in here I've got bits and pieces lying on top, and I'll talk through those. So I've got one very soft bag that I can go on the top there, and all that is cleaning cloths and the really cool Zeiss lens wipes. Fantastic things to have, really good things. So that's those there. I also have my sensor cleaning swabs, a blower, a brush, and the bottle of alcohol for the swabs. Not for drinking. That's there. Sitting above my 28-75 lens is two little devices, and one is another battery that I really should probably have at the front along with those ones. That's my power bank, not to be used on a plane, but great for helping to charge things on the go, especially in the middle of the day and you suddenly realise you're losing charge. Me lose charge? Me not have batteries? I don't believe it. So there we go. And this little device, which if you watch my videos, you might have wondered, why has he got a phone dangling around his neck? But what it was is my translator, which was really, really good. Press one button, speak in English, press another button, and it speaks in Chinese or Japanese or German. Whatever you ask it to do, it is stunning. And I tested this before I went out by watching a German program on Netflix, recording sections of it, and then listening back. Made perfect sense. Worked for me. I also have, sitting on the top of there, something very important, and this goes along with the iPad, and that's my 2 terabyte SanDisk SSD, along with connectors, cables, and so forth for everything you would need, including for charging as well. So that's there. So there's a charger in with those batteries as well. At the back, which is the bottom, I've got my 360 camera sitting here, and extra bits and pieces are needed for the 360, maybe a magic arm for attaching to a motorbike, and bits and pieces for that. They went in the main luggage because it didn't really matter if they got bashed about a bit, they wouldn't get damaged very easily, unlike the cameras. In the bottom of there, I have the Osmo Pocket, no, Osmo, is it Osmo? I can't remember now. Yeah, it's the DJI Pocket 3. And I've got the BRDRC bracket on here, which is a magnet as well. So that will magnetize, it'll go onto anything you'll see in the video, me attaching it to some things. That's brilliant. It's also got the tripod adapter there, and it even has the GoPro adapters sitting there as well. Really handy. And it takes the mic and a little clip just there, so you take that off, then attach it to yourself. So the sound quality might not be the same as the last video because this mic is brilliant. I'm not going to knock the other mic, but this is much, much better. So that is there. Oh, I've taken it out the case, and I'm using this little thing here, and I can't even read what that is. I can't remember what that says. But you get these quite readily. It just clips on there. Keeps that nice and safe without the bulk of the actual carrier. Because when you're traveling, bulk is bad. And you might notice the images on repeat here because I don't have enough images for the video. Might have to put some of the bad images up. So anyway, back to the bag. So let's put it up the way so you can see it a bit clearer. So this was sitting under there, and contrary to what would be logical, the heaviest things are at the top, and the reason for that is this is my 50 to 400 millimeter lens and Tamron, and I literally just got it before I travelled. I keep doing this, I keep buying new kit before I travel, and it's not good, but I got that just before I travelled and I didn't really want it damaged. If it was at the bottom, I'd be scared that if I just even dropped the bag a little bit onto a concrete floor or something, it might get damaged. So I had it up here, and then there's a little bit more compression room there. Beside it is the 20 millimeter. So that's the Viltrox 20 millimeter lens for the ZF. And that pair, I could probably travel just with those, because 50 millimeter covers quite a lot, and 50 to 400 covers almost everything. But if you want that little bit extra wide, you got that there. But me being a snob, I went out and got myself the 40 millimeter because it's that nice one. it just looks so good on the ZF. It's just beautiful, beautiful. And you might notice as well, I don't have any lens caps on. The lens caps, they're sitting here. And the lens caps, take up quite a bit of space when you're putting things together. They jut out, they take up, especially the Tamron ones are really thick. They take up a bit of space and you lose them. And if you saw the last episode, yes, I can't find where I put a lens cap. So I took advice from another photographer who basically said, put on UV filters, easily to replace, and get on with your photography. Because when you're out and about, even with it's around your neck, last thing you want to be doing is like, oh, take the lens cap off and then, oh, which pocket shall I put it in, and then go and take the picture. You want to be up and taking a picture straight away. Ditch the lens caps. This is the next one, or by the way, there's a lens cap on that one, just to be awkward. Not on this one. So I've made quite a clatter there. That's the 28 to 75, and I knocked the top off of that. How did I knock the top off of that? Wow. This is not as polished as I was hoping it was going to be. Right, and the last thing here, I'm not even sure if you can see what into that camera bag when I was showing you. The last thing is the camera. Now, this is the important bit. In the last episode I showed that camera with that lens sitting this way into the bag with access from the side pocket here. Two things on that. I didn't want the side pocket with easy access to my camera in case in a crowded situation on a metro system or something that somebody might get to my bag and take the camera out. I'd probably notice the weight loss, but somebody could be gone quite quickly, which is why I was securing every zip that I could. But also, putting the camera that way in, it took up less space. I was able to get much more into the bag by having the camera without a lens on it and sitting like that. And again, you might say, but Alistair, when you take the camera out the bag, then you've got to put a lens on, and that's just a faff, that's the word I'm looking for. That's just a faff. Well, reality is, you should only do it pretty much once. Take it out of the bag, put the optimum lens on for wherever you are, have it around your neck, and go out taking photographs. Because again, as you see things, you want to be up and taking the picture and not thinking, oh, I better get a lens out, I better get the camera out the bag and get a lens out. It should be around your neck all times anyway. So it's fine leaving it like that, because I didn't adjust that setup when I was away. I just left it as it is. So this is my setup and the kit that is basically in that bag. Multiple cameras, batteries, bits and pieces. That's the kit. That is enough. It's probably even more than enough for doing a photography tour somewhere nice. And if I was lucky enough to be leaving tomorrow, that is what I would go with. There's one thing I've not mentioned. Very important to go with this one is in the side pocket here, that little side pocket that said doesn't take much. It takes one of these packs of SD cards. There you go. Have I left anything else in the pocket? No, I don't think so. That is the bag empty. This is the video effectively over. This might be one of the shortest videos I've done. That would be a novelty. So, if you liked what you saw, which is probably highly unlikely, but if you liked what you saw, please subscribe, please like, and leave a comment. Let me know what shouldn't I have taken at all? What should I have taken instead of these? I know there's better lenses than that for travel. You could literally take one lens and cover from wide to zoom, a super zoom, and that would do everything for travel. The problem for me is these lenses are heavy. I didn't really want to be carrying a big lens like that all the time. And if I wanted to do street, I'd want to do something like that. So maybe that and that would be sufficient. Have your say in the comments, and I will see you the next time. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, images are for all, and I use the old saying, get out, take pictures, have fun. Bye for now.